I'm gonna tell you now something. It's probably a little hard to hear. Goals are irrelevant as long as you don't make systems, habits, and routines out of them. You know, goals are just there, but you have to make an actual plan out of them so they actually change something. And that is exactly what we will do in today's video. So if you haven't already yet set some goals for 2025, you can watch my latest video where I talk about how to set goals, in which areas of your life you could set goals, and so on. Now what we will do is take our goals and we're gonna write everything down that we need to do to achieve them. So I'm gonna use also in this video the example of writing a book. So what all do we need to write a book? So first, we need an idea, we need characters, we need places, we need like vision, mood boards. We want to learn a bit more how to even write, we want to actually write, all going on to like correcting the whole thing. There's an endless thing, and by a lot of goals, there's an endless thing. And we're gonna write all of that endless things down so we can in the end really achieve that goal, because there's a lot of probably small things that all bring together that one big goal that you have. So you should go to each of your goals separately and really take your time and think about all of the steps, and you will realize that a goal is not impossible, and with the steps that you will find out, it is more than easy to achieve that goal. Because in the end, a goal is just multiple steps you bring together, and the time that passes of you doing these steps, and that will bring you in the end to your goal. So the goal we're trying to focus on while doing that is kind of really break it down to steps that you can take. You can already think a little further and think, which steps can I take every day and every week and every month? Is there something that is always there? Is there something I can do every day, or is it always a little different? Of course, it very depends on the goal that you set, and it doesn't have to be steps. It can also just be an actionable thing that you want to do. Like for you, for example, is your goal that you travel to Iceland or so, you will not be able to do something every day. So really kind of like figure out which step you use for that and which step you use for another goal, because it always very, very depends on the goal. This can actually take up some while, because probably you have to also research some stuff or kind of like already get a little bit more into detail of a thing that you're planning to do. So of course, take your time, but don't go in too much details, because I mean, it's not the goal here to like already full start planning your new project. It's to just kind of get an overview, and so you can kind of find out what you want to do and what the steps are. So with that all figured out, it is now the plan to make your perfect week, your perfect day, and even probably your perfect month. So how I make that perfect week and so on is I just really scroll down in my calendar until I'm in the time like years away, so I'm not gonna have anything there yet. So I just open a week and I start planning in all of the things that I will have next year as well. So probably if you're working or go to school, yeah, you probably also will go still in 2025, and you should like kind of time block it in. So you know, you have to be realistic. You cannot overbook your work in school, because there you're gonna be just gone and you will not be able to work on your goals. So try to kind of generalize that of like how much is it per week, you know, so you can put that in. And yeah, then of course there are other things that's gonna add, like for example sleeping or doing like household stuff. Try to add them as good as possible and see now how is your week looking like. What are the things that I just always have to do, for example cooking or cleaning, and try to add them in. So you will see soon how much space do you still have to add some new stuff. For example, a morning routine, or like extend your already having morning routine, evening routine, probably some new stuff you can do on the weekend. So you take all of these steps that you have already planned out before, and you try to implement them into your calendar. And of course it can happen that probably not everything is going to fit inside, because you probably have a lot of plans. So try to set priorities, or also when you plan a whole month, you can say, okay, probably I do 1 week, I kind of focus more on that, and do a week, I kind of focus more on that. And with that, you can kind of find out your perfect day, week, and month, which you then can follow in the next year. And because you set all of your working times and all of your other things that you have to do it is actually possible to follow that. And of course, weeks are always different, weeks can change, but it's just kind of like a base. So if you plan next year a new week, it's more that you can then kind of look at your perfect week and try to implement all of this stuff that you have in your existing week. And of course, that can always look different. It's just that you try to put all the things in and you see, yes, there's an actionable step for that. And that is why I'm going to try to put it in here. And with that, you kind of have the base of everything that you have to do a day, a week, a month to in the end achieve all of your goals. Of course, you should stay realistic. You're also just a human. You need breaks. Sometimes there's gonna be stuff that you didn't plan in and you just have to do right then. So it can always change. It's always good to just keep some time open to breathe and probably do some other things that just come up. And to don't make it feel like you have to do it, but it's more like I get to do that. I am working on my goals, and then after weeks and after months, you will see the changes, and that is what we're going for. It's not a hustle culture where we try to be that every day it has to be 100% and you have to do everything. It's more to do the things, but do them in a balanced way. Then by some things, it will make sense to say, I'm going to do it every day. And that's the daily routines, And I also have them because I think it's very, very good. I'm definitely not doing them every day because there are days it's just not impossible. But I try to do them every day, and that is why I achieve it a lot of the time. And it really helped me to get forward in my life. And now I really just do them most of the times, and I don't really even have to think about them anymore. So really think about all the things, whether you really want to put that much focus on that you want to do them every day. And in the beginning can be kind of hard to do them, so I definitely recommend to use like a habit tracker or something like that. But over time, if you really do that like over months, you will get into it, and it will be so much easier. And when in the next year comes, you're gonna do them and you can build up on that daily habits because it's just not normal. I'm a huge fan from morning and evening routine. It really helps to do all of my habits. Like truly in my morning and my evening routine, I do like 8 of the 10 habits I want to do every day. And because I do it nearly every day at the same time, it just gets so easy to achieve all of my daily to-do. Like I don't even have to think anymore and have an app to check out if I did all of my daily to-dos, because I implemented it so much in the routines in the morning that it just happens. It just works. And that is what I really, really recommend. So if you have stuff that you want to implement, try to implement them in a routine. So actually that's something that also James Clear in Atomic Habit talks about, to kind of like stack together different habits, makes it easier to do them. Because for example, if I do my night routine, it's just stacked habits together. And because I know after this habit is going to be that one, it's so much easier to follow along. So try to also build up some routines that you can do every day, which also keeps kind of like a routine in general over your day, because you do stuff the same every day. So I do my morning and evening routine nearly every time the same. And it's not that even though things change or I am working on a different place, or I don't know, I have an event that I'm going, I still do it always the same. And that keeps kind of repetitive, and it helps me to always do it. And I do it and I don't even think about it anymore. It's just clear, yes, at 8 o'clock I'm gonna start my evening routine. That is not even something I think about anymore. And that is exactly what you should achieve. So try to build a routine out of the things. There can be a morning routine, an evening routine. It can be a routine when you come home from work. It can be a routine for the weekend. So with your steps that you have to achieve all of your goals, try to set them into routines, group them together. It will be so much easier to achieve them. So of course, you don't have to do that if you don't really like that, but daily habits are something cool. You can also just say, I want to do that weekly, that and that amount of times. I just like to really write that down and be like, this is going to be my daily habits for 2025. So I know I made a commitment to myself, and I want to achieve that, but I said I will. In general, I want to say habits and routines and perfect weeks are very, very good, but you will never, ever, ever be capable of doing them every day and every week and every month. That is just not realistic, and that's fine, because you try the best with the things that's going on in your life and with the energy that you have and with all of the other things that's also going on. And it's more that you commit and you try it, and sometimes if you only can give 20%, your 20% is in the end 100%. And that is what I say a lot of times to me. You know, like if I'm not as motivated and as like going strong in the gym, I'm like, okay, that's fine. This 40% is my 100% right now. I don't have to feel bad that I'm not doing 100% because my body's not capable of it right now. So understand that it is completely fine to not always do it. You have to find the balance of like, yeah, do you really not do it because you just don't want to, or is it really, do you just kind of need a break? It is always so hard because, you know, you always can say like, yeah, you know, you don't have to go to the gym today, it's fine. But you always have to think like, do you say that now because you just don't want to go, because it really is something? Yeah, that's always kind of a struggle. I don't really know on my own, but you don't have to feel bad if you don't do it for once. It is fine as long as you don't make it a habit to don't show up for the goals that you have and the things that you said you would do. That's just a little general thing I do wanted to quickly say. But yeah, in the end now you will have a perfect week, a perfect day, a perfect month planned. You will have routines that you can follow. You can have habits, daily habits that you can plan on your whole new year, which is so cool, because with all of that, it will make it so much easier to really do everything that you want to do in 2025. And setting that up, you know, in the beginning it's always harder, but at the end of the year, I can say of my own experience, since I have done all of the things that I said in 2024 in the beginning, I did, and I can say it gets so much easier. The longer that you do it, it gets so much easier. And I guarantee you, if you set the systems, you will definitely feel that as well, how over time it gets so easy, and it makes so much fun to see how you grow every day because you work on it every day. See you the next time. Bye bye.